let y'all hit a mic, and I'll take her in a little place or something.
And that's fun.
Dog her out in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It was just like, you ever be arguing with a MF and he says, checkmate globetard?
Oof.
That was the meme. And I was like, oh,
that.
there's more to that.
Yeah,
Dude. You know
yeah.
what
It's
I mean?
nice when you see a meme you like that hits, and you're like, damn, I could turn that into a good joke.
Few and far in between.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up in the era where memes were hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
And
was
they
a
were-
really
they
good
were
way to
heavy,
express
yeah.
yourself through a nice meme.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of memes that tickled me. There were a lot of people making them, so there were a lot that you could relate to. But now the meme game is weak.
You got your jimmies rustled. You know what I mean?
I did. My jimmies have been fully rustled, dude.
It's like a weird time for memes because there's like for every really great one, there's about 10 stupid ones.
Well, memes
and it's hard
are
to
videos
navigate.
now.
Yeah,
a video that goes
and
viral is a meme
yeah,
now.
Yeah,
and it used to just be a certain type of text on image.
On an image, yes.
You know
and
what I
they
mean?
don't get that, dude. That's not, which is cool. It's evolved. It's fine.
Oh, I watched some dumb YouTube videos like 2 hours long about the evolution of memes, and obviously it started with the bullshit from how Richard Dawkins invented the word and all that shit. But it's, you know, it's talking about like Rage comics back in the day, and then like into like the fucking, you know, that Nerdy Brian meme and the Scumbag Steve meme.
Scumbag Steve, yeah.
And all of that shit.
Stalker girlfriend,
yeah. And the Where Are They Now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had
fun,
some of that.
dude.
And then eventually, the last real eras were like deep fried memes when everything started getting super meta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always liked the frog.
Pepe the frog, the racist frog.
Yeah, Pepe was funny.
There was
the
a few.
the one frog too that they like when he's sad or like cry, like they have little tears when he's crying. I seen one. It was the frog Thor from Loki. That's in like in the ground when they're going into the tunnel, and he like somebody like tripped him and like his meal was on the floor and he was like looking up at Loki crying, and they had that frog. And it was
great
cool.
about Pepe is like
it's a lot.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the meme.
Yeah.
That was like a lot of racist memes, but also a lot of funny memes.
Yeah.
And in that era,
his lore runs deep.
Dude, I hate it because there was a lot of good, right on the edge, the good kind of edgy humor from those days.
Yeah.
A lot of bad edgy humor.
Yeah.
But there was like a lot of really nice stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That pushed the right buttons.
Yeah.
And it was too meta-ironic. And all those like Gen Z guys that were really into that shit took it for real and are all racist now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of sucks. You had some good comedy out of it. Well, it's like now. You know what I mean? You've got the comedy boom, but you also have like, you know, the people that suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And are kind of also racist and right-wing and shit. That want to do it because of their heroes, who, to their credit, you know, like without your Rogan and people, you wouldn't have the boom right now.
No, yeah.
Which is crazy. Because he won't be remembered as like a groundbreaking stand-up comic. He'll be remembered as a comic. I hear people say he won't be remembered. Maybe
he'll
not.
be remembered.
Maybe
yeah.
you won't be able to recite a bit or anything like that, but he'll be remembered like in the world of comedy as being like a comic who had a huge podcast and then opened a club. And yeah, he'll be remembered for that.
Oh, for
shit.
sure, yeah.
And
he had a great bit one time about doing edibles and talking to a dolphin on a boat, and I loved that.
That's him at his best.
Yeah, that's
him
peak
at
Rogan.
his best,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
When Rogan was just a guy who got high and was like, "You ever think about this?"
Yeah.
Before he started thinking about political stuff,
I really
like,
hated. I wish he just wouldn't have done Burn the Ships.
His brain. Yeah.
If he would have just not done any more specials,
well,
and just,
the one before that was kind of ass too. Strange Times.
yeah, but that's like if he would have just stopped there, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so we're
'Cause that
starting
ruined
to
his
decline.
stand-up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd be done with it. And
'Cause
then
he
Burn the
stole
Ships
jokes.
come out, and it's like that was the worst fucking.
Stole
And I ain't
jokes,
shitting on
hack jokes.
the pod god, you know. I'm not
But,
shitting on that.
He will
I'm
be
just saying.
That tarnished the leg. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I hated that. Stan, who am I, dude? Who
But
am
also,
I?
he is a full, like, he's like a full right-wing troll now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's not cool anymore
Right.
in my book. But that being said, I'm not going to disrespect the fact that without him,
Yeah.
you
And I
wouldn't
think
have
that
a fandom of
I would talk
comedy.
to him. I would not meet Joe Rogan.
Well, there's only a handful of, like, pricks in the right-wing hemisphere that I wouldn't even talk to on basis.
I would dab up Joe Rogan. I'd talk to him. I'd like to pick his brain about shit that's not politically charged. I want to talk to him about MMA because he's a fucking MMA, fanatic. Like I would like to talk to him about that kind of shit and like stuff that really interested me when I was listening to the show all the time.
I'd get high with him and talk about who would win, a gorilla or a fucking rhinoceros. You know what I mean?
Dude, it would rip that fucking rhino.
But no, I'd love to hammer him on that stuff.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
In general.
So Joe, if you ever want to come on the show, man, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, you can come on.
You can come on.
I know you'll never have us on, but you
definitely come
dude.
on us, dude.
Yeah, you can come on us.
All over us, dude.
But yeah, all that to say, I think there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 million people minimum globally, mind you, that are into comedy as like a form of entertainment or an art form that would have never given it a second thought if it wasn't for not even necessarily Rogan himself, but the pod sphere of comics that like evolved out of him. I don't think you'd have, like Kill Tony, I don't think would have ever blown up at the time it did, especially if it wasn't for his proximity to Rogan and Rogan hyping it up and shit, you know what I mean? Right. And now that's a huge fucking thing in comedy. People try to say that Gillis probably wouldn't have been as big without the Rogan bump, but I don't know.
I think it definitely helped.
It definitely didn't hurt. And getting Joe's audience of like cancel culture, goddamn, right when he got kicked off of SNL, definitely didn't hurt. But he, unlike a lot of people Rogan has propped up, had the chops. Yeah. He had the chops to get on SNL.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
it was like the best thing that ever happened to him not getting on SNL or not be like to get fired.
He
by
didn't
SNL,
milk it, dude.
No,
he didn't milk. He didn't go on there and be like, "Yeah, man, cancel culture."
No,
he was like, "No, I understand."
And they talked about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I get it, man." I mean,
he's like advertisers, yada yada.
Made an offensive joke. They didn't like it.
But
whatever.
He shouldn't have moved to Austin, dude.
No.
Everybody's moving to Austin. I'm not going there, dude. I'm not even. Look, I would do L.A. or New York, but they're too expensive. Austin is also that expensive now.
I wouldn't live there.
Just, I hate it.
Is the dream having a nice Airstream, living on a nice private piece of property in Texas someday? Well, sure.
Nah, not for me, dude. I don't like the Texas climate.
I like it's hot.
You know what I mean? I like heat. But if I'm going to do heat, I'd just go all the way over to fucking, at the very least, the Arizona-California border area.
If I end up anywheres, man, it's going to be on a campsite in fucking Myrtle Beach.
Nah, if I'm being dead honest, I'm retiring back to my old Kentucky home, dude.
I'll have a house here.
It's the perfect climate, dude. I can do a mild Kentucky winter. I can do a nice, hot, humid Kentucky summer. But I did love
I'd have a house somewhere else.
I don't need that many houses, dude. Maybe two.
I don't need I don't need a mansion. I just mean like I could have just 2 regular size homes.
Well, I would have my
somewhere
mansion
that's
in Wisconsin.
Fucking nice, and then.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a very nice mobile home.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I'd have me a nice little setup, dude, to fucking where it's a nice warm climate, and I can just fuck off in,
But I want the full.
But no, I wouldn't move to.
What's Goofy's neighbor? They show up out in the woods when him and Max are camping, and they've got I want that RV.
Yeah.
It's got a bowling alley
all
inside.
Shit,
you know what I mean?
I wouldn't move to L.A., New York, Austin, nothing unless it was definitive.
Yeah.
If I had a chance to make money in a career and like I knew that it was foolproof, yeah, sure, I'd go anywhere.
For a while, yeah, because
I mean, you can always leave, yeah.
You can always move home when you're older,
yeah.
But at the same time, I don't feel like that's necessary anymore. I feel like the wiser thing to do is to live out of the hub and then just travel in to work.
And I think that works too.
Like
sure.
I know some, I got a friend in LA who works pretty regularly in different stuff, nothing huge, but they're talking about moving back here. Because they can get a house for like literally a 20th of the price, and all the money they save, they can just fly out there for the like 6 months a year, which is usually like 2-3 weeks at a time. They're working.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it makes more sense. I mean,
way more sense.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? And I could see doing that, but I could live in New York or LA for a while. I would just hate to be throwing money away that whole time on how expensive it is to live there.
If it works out, though, it wouldn't be. I mean, you wouldn't be throwing it away if it worked out.
Technically, no. You could consider an investment in your future in general, but I would hate giving somebody like $2,000 a month in rent for a shithole apartment.
Yeah.
After owning my own house, that's
that
3-bedroom and
I get
paying
that.
considerably less.
Now, if you still want to move to Cincinnati, I'd go with you.
Look, if we move any of those places, I would keep the house and just rent it out.
Yeah,
what
passive
I mean?
income.
And
that's what Gary V's always talking about.
Yeah, and then come back eventually. I'd still have the house.
Yeah. Kick your tenants out and see you bye.
Probably just turn this into a nice Airbnb, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
bed and bed.
It'd be hard to rent out a house this big.
Is that what Airbnb stands for? Air, bed, and breakfast?
Yeah.
What's the air?
Well, a B&B is bed and breakfast, and air is the wireless booking. You know what I mean? You don't see anybody. Everything's done in the air.
And
I get it.
I don't.
I hate Airbnb. Airbnb has actually ruined the real estate market. It's part of the reason that we're in like the middle of the next drop into a housing crisis. It's probably not going to be as bad as the last one, but
I stayed at a really nice one in St. Louis. I liked. It was cool.
They're nice.
It's the only one I've ever been in. I mean, I've done it the one time for that.
When it's all said and done, I'd also rather just stay in the hotel because an Airbnb, you feel like you're saving money, but by the time you pay all those fees, you pay more than you'd pay to stay in the hotel, and you got to clean up after yourself. You got to fucking,
Yeah, that does suck not getting them fresh towels, man.
Yeah, I like to stay in a room, get up for that continental breakfast, dude. Plus, when you're traveling,
a nice continental breakfast this morning, dude.
If I'm going on a retreat style trip, if I'm going to the mountains, if I'm going to the lake, just to kick it for a weekend, I'll do a cabin or an Airbnb.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But if I'm going
to a city or something,
I'm not doing that.
Give me a room
what
at
I need?
Ramada.
Give me a Best Western.
Because I'm not going to be in that room, but
no,
9 hours
sleeping,
a day.
watching Dogma.
I'm going to go in 30 minutes, take my shower, put Dogma on, pass out for 8 hours, get up.
And I'm gonna let it be known to the people on the New York trip that that's the only movie that will be watched in the hotel room is Dogma.
And that's all we're watching.
And that's all we're watching every night. We're watching Dogma. Yes, that's the tradition.
It's worked out for us.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue to work
It's a ritual,
out.
yes. We have to watch
We did just
Dogma.
book our little trip to New York. It's going to be me, Joey, Jamie Shade, and James Song, and the wife. We're going to go see Jake, buddy Jake Morris. Check out, by the way, shout out Jake Morris, Front Me Till Friday podcast on YouTube. And if you're on TikTok.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, fucking check him out on TikTok. God
dude.
damn.
He's live streaming every day. He's
made me start a TikTok.
I made one too.
I haven't done it yet.
I think that's where I'm going to post clips.
Yeah, and we should. We should really pick up on the TikTok.
You get a lot more velocity. Jamie said he made one last week, and he's posted all the same clips he's been putting on Instagram and TikTok, and he's getting like thousands of views and likes and shit like that versus, Instagram only feeds your shit to your followers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Facebook, God forbid.
Yeah.
It shows 10 of your friends.
I guess I'll fucking do it just for you, Jake. I'm going to make a TikTok and check you out.
That's what I'm going to post podcast clips and comedy clips over there.
I'm going to be TikToking up in the New York the whole week. I'm going to be fucking. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
But it's going to be, dude, it's going to be a nice little trip.
It's
but yeah, follow his shit. And while we're shouting out, dude, shout out, Jeff. Go get a tattoo.
Yeah, Sick Jeff, tattoo. Baby. One shot. West Side, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Who else? I feel like some of our friends have pods. You know what I mean? That we don't know about.
Yeah, we do. We have a really good friend of ours, and his name is Max Jensen. And if you know
does
Max
have a pod?
He does.
I just saw
he
him
does. He has a podcast, and so Max, he was on our show when we did This Place Sucks Live, and he's I know for sure he is available on Spotify. I don't know. I don't think they have a YouTube. I'm not for sure. But if you want, check out the Genuine Fools podcast on Spotify. They have several episodes. It's Nick Lockstead and Max Jensen. And, of course, Max is a good buddy of ours. And we'll eventually be on the show at some point as a guest, probably after we get back from New York and get settled back in. We're going to start bringing on some more people, and Max is definitely on the list. So, but yeah, check out their show.
We're busy beavers right now.
Yeah, we're building a dam.
We plan on just smacking mics up there.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to a live Legion of Skank show.
So if your name's Michael, you better be on the lookout.
Yeah, dude, watch out. because I've been working.
We're smacking mics. Yeah, dude, we're gonna go do some cool shit and see some shit. And,
I've never been to New York.
I went my senior year of high school. It's fun. It's cool.
In 4 days, we're going to try to see a Sopranos location and Lodi Pizza in New Jersey. We're going to try to hit at least 2 mics on each of those days. Monday, we've got the Live Legion of Skanks. Monday's also Anna's birthday. Yeah. So we're either all going to go out to a dinner and do something, or we might let y'all hit a mic and I'll take her in a little place or something.
And that's fun.
Dog her out in the bathroom.
God damn.
Little birthday butt.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. We're I was telling somebody the other day, I think it might have been my mom, because she was asking when we were leaving for New York, and we were just talking about it. And I said I was stoked because going my senior year of high school, like I got to see all the shit. And I don't have to feel worried.
Like landmarks.
Yeah, like I've seen the Empire State Building and Statue of Liberty and all that shit. I've seen it, so now I don't feel compelled to want to have to see it. Like we can do things on our own accord, like Lodi Pizza. And seeing Lodi Pizza is a bigger deal to me than going and seeing a landmark that I've already seen at that.
Anna's been before, and also, you know me, dude. I don't give a fuck about seeing any of that shit. Yeah. I'm a business for the business, man. There's landmarks I want to see. I'd love to see the former CBGBs and the other places we talked about.
And dude, there's so much shit in New York, and New York's so big. I mean, we're gonna be driving through all sorts. Like, we're gonna see plenty of shit just being there. So I don't need to go up to the last floor of the Empire State Building and look out. Like, I don't need to do that.
To hang out.
Yeah,
we go to a place, we see the people there, and chill with them. That's your sight to see.
That was what was cool about Vegas, man. Was like, we got to see the punk rock museum, and we got to do shit, that we wanted to do.
But that was our one tourist spot. Well, we went into like a couple big casinos.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that last night we stayed. Like that was cool to just walk around that last day and see the MGM and like all that shit. But like, we got to do what we came to do, and that was like a little extra bonus.
What is nice about Vegas is you get in the back of an Uber and just go the length of the strip once, and you've seen every major site in Vegas out the window. Yeah. And then you just go do your thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, we popped in a couple, and that's probably what we'll do in New York.
I really want to go to some real seedy joints up in New York.
Do a couple real comedy clubs.
Some real fucking
find a
late
skate
night
park.
Shit.
Yeah, dude. I'm thinking we're turning in at like 4.
I figured it'd be much like Skankfest was.
Yeah,
like we would
probably
just
going home at like between 2 and 4. Get up at like noon. Yeah. Get out of there. Yeah. We were going to Skankfest at like 3. Yeah. I think the last day we went there at like 4.
But it was worth it. It was so cool. Like I know we missed shit, but like it was nice to be on our record. And like this would be even more lax because we don't really have an itinerary.
No schedule.
But
there'll be a couple mics we're going to try to make, but we'll have so much notice ahead of time because there's one every 30 fucking minutes across the city.
And Miguel said, too, if we needed any help finding a mic, that he knew plenty as well. So
and he said we could record at his spot? Okay, we'll definitely do that.
We'll get his number this week and text him a little bit and see what's up.
We'll record one with him. Yeah. We'll do one with Jake, and we'll do an episode of Jake's pod.
Yeah. We'll do the work shit too, and then I want to be on a stool at 1 a.m. in New York City somewhere in a fucking seedy nightclub,
smoking cigarettes. Dude.
I don't think you can do that there.
Anywhere you can't smoke cigarettes anywhere in the fucking city. Now like weed, I think.
Now, am I gonna do it? Yeah. Am I gonna get yelled at? Sure, but
nah, probably not. I think you can smoke on a lot of back alley joints still, probably, dude.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure though. Like if you're like in New York City, like they don't like you smoking like even outside. Like just in.
I'd like to find like an underground card game.
I bet you want to visit the underground tunnels, dude.
Brother, I really do worry because we're taking a blind guy with us. I worry we're going to be walking through Williamsburg and he's going to fall in a tunnel. Next thing you know, he's going to be lifted up in a chair.
I'm worried we're going to be walking through William Montgomery, dude. Fucking. That dude's insane. I hate him.
I can't stand it. I don't think he's funny at all. I get it. Everybody's like, you don't get what he's doing. I'm like, no, I get it. It's just not for me. And I think it's one of the lower, to me, like comedy's got genres, just like music or, painting styles, anything. Film. And that's the butt rock of comedy.
He doing better than
I
me.
get it though. I like
I
Holtzman,
ain't
and
mad at him.
Holtzman's in that same kind of style of comedy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Holtzman's an acquired taste, but I love Holtzman.
He's also, I'm sure, fucking Montgomery's a sweetheart if you meet him in real life.
Oh, I'm
too,
sure.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean.
which I know it's different because I do think Casey is good, but I didn't like Casey Rocket till I met him.
Yeah,
him changed my mind. He was
also
awesome.
a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We didn't meet anybody that sucked. Of all the comics we met,
no, Cam Patterson was super cool. Jay was super cool.
Yeah,
Big J was super cool.
I know ones that I've heard aren't.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. You know what I mean.
And
there's got to be a limit to be.
I was scared to death of T.J. Miller, and he turned out to be awesome. So
he's one that could be.
Yeah. Sometimes,
you know what I mean?
Sometimes it's cool to meet your heroes. Man.
You don't want to be the 5,000th person to stop a celebrity that day.
You don't want to be that guy.
You want to get them right after lunch. They're in a good mood. You want to be like the 17th person.
Yeah, you want to be between 10 and 20, not 500, 600.
You slide in there. You got the phone ready. You got it open on the camera. You mind, man? Cool. Skabing bop.
Yeah.
Drop top. You're out of there, dude. It's easy. But all of my pictures look like dog shit.
I don't like my selfies, bro. I don't like doing that.
All the ones that we got other people to take looked great.
This,
all the ones I took of
year,
myself.
I'm not doing any fucking selfies with anybody.
Nah.
I'm making people take the picture. We go to New York, we meet anybody, I'm making somebody take a fucking picture, dude. I'm not.
Anna does want to try Saturday. There's a way to do it. You can you put your name in for the lottery to get SNL tickets, and then you'll find out. You do it like the Thursday before at 10 a.m. And then if you get them, you go Friday at like 8 at night to pick them up. And then the next day you get in. So she's going to submit for however fucking 5 tickets, I guess, our group. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And see if we can. And if we could get in for that Saturday night.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
If it's on the air, they might be. Because they go off for months at a time.
Yeah. Yeah,
but she's dying to do that. I mean, I've watched SNL since I was a kid. I'd love to go.
I love SNL.
I used to want to do that. I used to want to do sketch comedy and get on SNL. You know.
Yeah.
But
I used to watch Mad TV, SNL, all that shit.
Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, Kids in the Hall.
In Living Color.
Yep. There's all
any sketch comedy.
And dude, and so many comedians that I've become a big
Whitest
fan
Kids
of.
You Know was a good one.
Yeah. We're all doing that kind of shit, like Will Sasso. I can remember watching Will when I was younger.
Yeah, Mad TV, man.
Dude, his Tony Soprano is still the best.
Yeah.
That whole bit is fucking
He's
amazing.
He's a great
dude.
impressionist in general. But yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I loved all that skit. Also, man, I've was kind of thinking about it the other day. In general, there was so little comedy out there growing up that you just kind of sucked up whatever
you
was
could get your hand on,
from Adult Swim shows to comedy movies to the few. Well, when we were kids, there was probably 50 stand-up specials in existence.
Yeah,
that you could find at the time, and that was if you had HBO, you might see some of them. You might be able to get a DVD of some of them. Comedy Central would play some stuff.
Yeah.
Now you type in fucking comedy fucking special on YouTube.
Right.
Every Tom, Dick, and Sally's got a goddamn half hour.
And that'll be us someday, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to pop one on the tube one day, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do a YouTube special. Probably another year or so, man.
And you could pick a reasonable little club or venue to film it in now. Where would you want to film?
If I had, if somebody gave me a blank check and said a pick of the litter, around here.
Yeah, around here.
Just around here. Man, there's a really, really big part of me that wants to do Belterra.
Yeah.
Just because it's Belterra. And it seats hella people. And it's a nice venue.
It would hit hard, yeah.
Yeah, and you're right next to home, and you got the casino, and I think Belterra would be fun. And if I really felt like I wanted to be fancy, the Palace.
You know what I'd do?
I think the Louisville Palace would be fucking badass, dude. And, I'm a Cincinnati boy, so for me to give that, the Louisville Palace would be tough. That's got a beautiful setup.
If I was going to do just a club-style venue, something that was 1 to 200 people, if not Planet.
Planet would be fun,
No, hear me out.
The kaiju?
The UAW Hall.
Oh, man.
In Carrollton, Kentucky,
that would
dude.
be fucking cool.
Deck it out, make it real nice, you know what I mean? Because it's about the size of a comedy club. And you could fill that hall with like 150, 200 people.
Yeah. And that would be cool. And that'd be cool to give back a little bit to the community too, man. And really.
And pay homage, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, bigger venue, then I'd probably do Ohio Theater.
Yeah.
And then bigger venue, Brown Theater in Louisville.
Yeah, I'd say.
That's a 2,000-seater.
Ohio Theater would be cool. Like you said, the UAW or the.
Because I'd have to go with
VFW
somewhere local for the first one, you know?
That would be awesome, dude, to go down to the fucking American Legion, dude. And
do one at the Liege, dude. Clear the bingo hall.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. You'd have to do something with the lighting.
You come through the bar there, and then where they
it's a big long hall.
Yeah, you could fill that motherfucker.
You could put 500 people in there, dude. How many they got in there on bingo night back in the day?
Dude.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, I went to
every Burnett, Eustis,
last
and
year.
Meredith
A friend of mine, she drugged me down there because they had a band playing, and it was a band that she knew. She knew the guys. They were from Florida. And they were on a small tour. And I think something happened, a show had got canceled or whatever, and somebody reached out and got them to play at the Legion. And it was, I'm sure not the music they were accustomed to playing down there. I mean, they were kind of like, I don't know how to describe them. They played a little bit like a country, heavier rock type shit. But they sounded great. It was fun, whatever. But that place was packed in there that night.
Oh, yeah.
And you can smoke, which is always a fucking plus, bro.
There are still some vestiges.
Yeah, there's still some vestibules that you can.
Well, if you're private, they're private.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that would be cool, dude. Imagine doing live comedy special from the fucking American Legion, dude. That'd be badass.
And dude, you know how many comics cut their teeth doing Legions?
Oh yeah,
the Legions do a lot of comedy shows, man. I've heard like 1 million stories of people doing a crazy Legion show early on.
And this is the open invite to them. I don't know if anybody in my hometown fucking listens, but if they ever wanted to book me at the American Legion, I would do it.
We'll organize something. We'll do a tour of the tri-county area.
Yeah, dude.
We'll do every venue in fucking Carrollton and Madison.
Absolutely, dude. All the way up to Warsaw, baby.
I want to do another one at Red Bike, and then if it looks like we could do something bigger, move up to the Ohio Theater.
Yeah.
But if we could do, you could do the fucking lodge, the conference center.
Yeah.
You could deck out and do something huge. There's all kinds
sick.
I think you can fit fucking over 1,000 in there.
Yeah.
I think capacity is fucking. I used to organize that fucking place. Can't remember the job title I had, but I'd go in after school and they'd have me a chart because they'd split that big hall with the fucking panel doors that you could pull closed into 3 rooms. They'd have like meetings set up. Surprisingly, that place. Everybody has like lunch and meetings there all the time. Dow Corning people.
Yeah, I went to that one thing. It was cool. I would like to do an outdoor show.
Outdoor could be cool, man.
I've seen a few guys that we hang out with and run with have done them.
The
I've
sound
seen pictures
is never
and shit.
Great.
No, and I wouldn't imagine it would be, but
it would. Fun.
It does seem cool. A summer night, man. You're outside doing comedy. Does seem like it would be fun. You know?
In general, I can't wait to just be able to hit mics this summer and hang out outside without being cold. Actually, vibe out and chill.
That's gonna be nice.
It sucks you took off tonight though, because I was gonna try to get you to take off tomorrow, do Commonwealth and B-list with me.
And I'm not happy about it. I only did that today because I'm a little under the weather.
Yeah, I know.
If you can't tell.
But we'll talk about it. We'll find a day to do it.
We'll do it
down the road.
Yeah. Charlie's gonna be gone for a while too. I don't know if I told you that or not. He's doing some schooling up in like Chillicothe for like 7 weeks.
Damn.
And I told him, I said, well, by the time we do our shit and then New York, and then I got to go to South Carolina that week, a couple weeks after we get back from New York, I said, by the time we're done and caught up and with all our shit, it'll be about 7 weeks. We can get you on an episode.
When did he leave? He already leave?
This past week, or this week's is. He starts this week.
Oh, damn. So even if we go up Thursday, we won't see him?
No, he won't be there Thursday. He said he was going to try to make it down. He said he wanted Thursdays to be like the day that he comes down, just so he can like hit that
shout
mic
out
and
Charlie
shit.
Badger.
Yeah,
dude.
shout out to Charlie Badger. I love that guy,
Shout
man.
out Charlie Hall, too.
And yeah, you got a Terry Francona, baby. And Charlie and the Badger likes the show, dude, and I love that. He said, he'll be tickled to death when he hears this. So.
Hell yeah.
He's probably, I don't want to pick favorites.
I've got...
but goddamn do I love him.
I've got Charlie's lighter right here. I got to take that back to him.
Is that the Badgers?
Yeah. That's the Liberty lighter. I hit him up when I got home. I pulled it out of my pocket. I was like, that's got to be his.
He sent me a message, sent me his phone number, dude.
Hell yeah.
I felt good, dude.
Good boy, dude.
Damn, that's cool, man.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, we should try to go up there at least Thursday then. I'd like to get, one or two more mics in before we go, and that seems like the one we can make.
I'm gonna definitely do Comedians Thursday, and then next week I might try to fit something in.
I might go to Planet tomorrow. If you can't come, I'm not gonna go all the way to Cincy, but I might go to Planet. I don't know.
I'd like to hit Planet again, man, at some point.
It's been fun. The last few have gone good, and I'm thinking, if I can get on one more time and it goes well, then I'll ask Eric about a hosting or a fucking closing spot on that mic. Ethan just got a hosting spot on it. So,
hell yeah.
You know what I mean? He's obviously pulling people that are in our experience range right now. So, don't see why not. Shout out Ethan. He Ross and Jamie, they went up to like a Bloomington mic tonight. Which is another thing. You're off Fridays.
Yeah.
There's a mic in Lexington on Friday nights they go to. Thinking maybe one night we go down to that one.
That would be cool. We could do that.
Then we could chill afterwards too, because, it's a weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go up one of these Thursdays without Anna since you don't work the next day, and then we could actually kick it with everybody doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be cool. I hate having to rush home after every mic, but they're all on weeknights, and we live a fucking hour.
Right.
Yeah. Who was I talking to about? Somebody said I should try to find a venue to start a mic here.
John.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it could be a variety mic where you just do it monthly or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, might be able to figure something out.
It would be neat. I thought about you yesterday. So I was laying at the house, and it was like, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock. And I was trying to, because I officiated a wedding yesterday. Shout out to my boys, Danny and Cody. I love y'all very much. They've been big supporters of us doing the comedy. They've come to see us several times. They're great people. I officiated their wedding yesterday, and so I was at the house, and I was like about to get ready. And I get anxious, and I'm a nervous dude anyways, but I was sitting at the house, and I was like, man, I got some time. I wasn't going to leave till like about 2 o'clock to drive up there, and I was like, man, I want to find something good. I'm going to make me something to eat, man. I'm going to find something good to watch. I was in the living room, dude, and I was scrolling through the movies, dude, and I found Old School, bro.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to watch Old School, and I'm going to sit down. It's not going to be background noise. I'm going to watch it all the way through. And I ain't saying it's a perfect film. I'm not saying it should have won awards, but that movie is a fucking gem, dude.
It's pretty damn good.
God damn, it is good, dude.
I watched it not long. I remember since we've moved in this house, because it's free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I watched it again. I probably didn't pay super attention to it, but there's always the gem.
And there's always like something
that the fucking dart in your neck.
The soundtrack is great anyways.
Yeah.
But like, so the scene they go and they kidnap all the dudes for the fraternity, and they got Master of Puppets playing, and they're in the fucking van, and Will Ferrell's like, if you tell anybody about this, I'll fucking kill you. Like, that kind of shit, like,
I'm just
got
kidding.
me.
We'll have him home by 8.
But
it's in the bag again.
he like grabs the chips, dude. But the scene where right after the when they're gonna do the baby oil wrestling, and you hear Louie playing Black Flag, like, that shit's tight. And then, of course, the dart in the neck, dude. He's like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy.
I like you. You're
falls
fucking
in
crazy.
the fucking pool, dude.
Yeah,
that's a great. But I always think of you because we stay at your mom's house, man. Watch that movie, like,
we watched that
till
and
the
Walk
disc
Hard
was fucking warped, bro.
a million fucking times.
Uppers
dude.
and downers, Dewey. Uppers and downers, man.
Yeah, 2 classics, man. When you didn't have cable, man,
dude.
you had a selection of DVDs.
Well, it sounds kind of, man, I kind of want a part of it.
Sounds kind of like I might want to try some of that crack cocaine.
Yeah,
dude, no part of this shit, dude.
That was the 2 that I remember the most, I think, was Dewey Cox and Old School. Yeah.
We had super bad over there.
You get on a Harry Potter kick. I remember coming over
I had all the Harry
watching Harry Potter, which is fine.
Put those on a lot.
Those would be on, and
Clerks
then,
2.
Clerks 2.
I used to have all of the movies up to Clerks 2, and then when we moved there, that was the only one that I found.
Yeah.
So we watched that a lot.
Yeah, Clerks 2's a gem as well.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
I had that one.
I got a package coming in. Speaking of movies, I got
in that era.
Package coming in the mail this week. I'm gonna bring it up. We're gonna watch this a nice spaghetti western when it comes in, man.
Is it fucking vampires in the House of Flies?
I got fucking Death Rider in the House of Vampires.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I ordered a copy of it, starring Devin Sewa as Death Rider.
Hell yeah.
And, of course, Mr. Glenn Danzig is Bad Bathory.
That's going to be sick.
Yeah, I'm excited to say it. I know it's going to be fucking silly as shit, dude.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, that's why I want to watch it, yeah.
I rewatched...
we'll get fucked just high as shit,
Funny People recently.
I'll do a GB with you that night.
Will you?
I'll do a GB with you, and we'll watch it.
I'll
bring my nice new DVD player I bought over, bro. We'll set
just up for that movie?
We'll set it up in the living room, man, and we'll...
How's your tooth?
Oh, it's healed up. Good to go. Shout out Bones.
Looking pretty good, dude.
Yeah, dude. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Got tatted
even the JP healed up.
It looks like it's still fucking...
Yeah, it's a little dried.
A little scabby
today, but...
Hell yeah.
Shout out Scabby.
Yeah, shout out, dude. Shout out to everybody we know.
Shout out to all our friends, dude.
Shout out to everybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
Check out their shit. They're pretty neat.
Yeah, they're all cool, man.
But yeah, dude, I rewatched Funny People with Anna.
Yeah, Funny People's good. Yeah,
it's good, man. I forgot how decent of an actor.
I was watching something today because I was laying in bed hungover. All I want to do is Pineapple Express.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
And I forgot how good that one was. That's a good one, dude. It's a good one.
Back in the day, that was easily my favorite of the like Judd Apatow movies.
It feels like that, Superbad, those movies. You remember The Sitter?
The Sitter with Jonah Hill?
Yeah. That one was a banger, too. That one was good.
What was there was 40-Year-Old Virgin was one. Knocked Up.
I wouldn't.
This is 40,
Waiting,
which was way out the way.
Waiting.
Yeah, Waiting.
I mean, it
wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same time period.
But it was the same time period, just not Judd Apatow.
No, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, we also got it was like him, Todd Phillips, and who did Step Brothers and Talladega Nights? What's that dude's name? Adam something. He did those two movies, Talladega Nights and Step Brothers.
I might have to look it up now.
He recently did that movie, Don't Look Up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name. He's done a few. But yeah, they were the three bangers in that era.
Adam McKay.
Yeah. They were making good movies left and right. Here's a fun movie. I think it was like early 2000s, late 90s. Did you ever see Out Cold?
Mm-hmm.
Snowboard movie.
Yep.
Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy was great.
With Jake Gyllenhaal, dude. Yep. That was
New Guy.
New Guy. I loved New Guy,
fucking
dude.
Fucked hard, dude.
That's good. What's there's got a lot of cameos in it. Henry Rollins is in that, and the dude from Buck Cherry.
Yeah.
Eliza.
There was one I liked. There was one I liked a lot when I was younger that I probably wouldn't care for as much now. But the Dukes of Hazzard movie I thought had some good shit.
Oh yeah. There was a few of those buddy movies that were also kind of actiony.
Because I like Sean William Scott, man, and Johnny Knoxville's always good. It's always a cool.
What about
that's a cool duo.
Walking Tall.
Yeah, Starsky and Hutch
with him and The Rock. Starsky and Hutch. Yeah.
As Owen Wilson, but wasn't it?
But buddy movies.
Yeah, it's a buddy movie.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers is great. Dude, Vince Vaughn was always fun, dude. I really liked Vince Vaughn.
And now he's like he's in a lot of like serious movies.
Yeah.
And he's like very conservative, but I think he was still, for that era, one of the top funny dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was hilarious, dude.
He's in a really bad movie where he's like a skinhead that goes to like a supermax prison.
Cell Block 137 or something like that. Yeah.
Watched it for free on YouTube one night.
Yeah.
Badass movie, dude. Love that movie.
Yeah.
I tell you a show I finished recently, Mr. In-Betweener on Amazon Prime. It's an Australian show. It's kind of like
Love on the Spectrum, but
no, it's like organized crime. It's like the Australian Sopranos, but the main guy, he's not like a mob boss. He's a hitman, and he's like the most badass hitman. He looks like a regular skinny bald guy. He's just chill, walking around. His name's Ray.
Yeah, and you love somebody named Ray, dude.
But he just always kicking ass, dude. He's a flawed hero,
Yeah, me and Tim like to watch those Jason Statham movies where he's just like we watched
I'm
one.
a beekeeper.
Yeah, we watched that one, The Hive.
I'm here to transport.
It was so good.
I'm the transporter.
I love him, dude.
Yeah, he's good in anything,
cranked.
Man. No, did you watch Beekeeper?
The Hive?
No, Beekeeper.
Yeah,
the Beekeeper. It's
The Hive,
the newest one
with Statham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. The Hive is the name of the.
Yeah,
it's in the movie.
Yeah,
he worked for a called The Hive,
and
he references The Hive. Yes, they killed the lady after, or she kills herself. She kills herself after they stole all the money. Yes, that's one me and Tim watched. Yeah. He made me watch it. He was like, "Yeah."
I thought The Hive was one I hadn't heard.
No, The Hive was in The Beekeeper. Yes. Yeah.
I keep bees, but I also kill terrorists. Oi, mate, you're over
Badass,
the weight.
Dude.
Was it 16 kilos was the deal?
Yeah. He's awesome,
Jason
dude.
Statham.
I love him, dude.
I
he
like
really
him.
is not aged a day.
No, he's great and stuff, man. Him and Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a few good
like
Toms
Tom
over in
Hardy.
England. Tom Hardy, Tom Hiddleston, Tom Holland. What's with the H's? Tommy Hilfiger.
I didn't really fuck with Tom Hardy. Like, I mean, I liked Venom and shit, and I liked stuff. I remember Warrior, that MMA movie he was in and shit. But what really sold me on Tom Hardy was when he was on Peaky Blinders, man.
I knew you were going to say something totally gay.
Nah, Peaky Blinders fucking rules. I love Peaky
Blinders,
dude.
but that very homoerotic thing to say. I liked him in the show that I thought
he was good on that show, though. He was good.
He's great in that show.
Yeah.
I saw him in that show that I thought was Peaky Blinders when I first started watching it, but it turns out it was called Taboo.
Taboo, yeah. He's great on that.
That was pretty good. But no, Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson.
You know what I mean? That really sold me on.
Yeah.
And then I saw his MySpace pictures.
Pretty cool.
Where he's doing a lot of like early 2000s, like pulling the jeans down and the shirt up to flex the abs type of shit.
Dude. He was always cool, man.
Trucker hat tilted just a little sideways.
Says Von Dutch on it, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That shit ruled, dude.
Everybody had to have a Von Dutch hat, dude. A pair of black Chuck Taylor Converse, dude. Shredded the fuck Abercrombie jeans. And a shirt 2 sizes too small that had a collar on it, and preferably pinstripes.
Probably another collared shirt underneath
yes.
it, and they're both popped.
Yes, that was the flex.
Puka shell necklace.
Puka shell.
And just drenched in Hollister cologne.
Yes, that was a flex.
That was kind of the move. That was kind of the move back then.
Yep. That Von Dutch hat went hard, though, dude. I would probably rock one today.
I did get all caught up on the MCU, dude.
What do you mean?
Fully caught up on every...
What? How?
Up until now. I watched a YouTube video.
God damn, what a rabbit hole to go down.
I watched
Did you watch season 2 of Loki?
No, but I'm caught up.
Oh, you should have watched it, dude.
I watched this 2-hour YouTube video.
So you know what happens. We can talk about
it? He becomes a time god.
Buddy.
And he has to sit there in that chair and hold all the noodles together.
There's so that the ending of season 2, like he can't.
And the TVA has a new objective.
Yeah. But he can't solve what's going. He stays doing the task for like thousands of years, trying to save the world. Like he just restarts every time. But that ending, when he finally accepts it and does that, he's got like a little tear in his eye, dude. And he's on his throne as a king. Fine, dude. Buddy, it fucking, because you know me, I love Loki, bro. It really fucking got me. And I'm excited that he's going to be, because he retired, like he said he was done. He wasn't going to do it anymore. And then they must have really threw him the checkbook.
They all said that. Now they're all back.
It's a perfect ending, though. So I really hope that whatever he does as far as Doomsday goes, it was worth it. Because I don't want it to tarnish how good of an ending Loki was.
They they have a lot planned, it seems like.
And I'm excited, dude. I love that shit, man.
But it's like one of those situations.
I took a good enough break away from it now, though, that I can enjoy it again.
They're never gonna.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they're ever gonna reach like the peak criticality that they got out of Infinity War and Endgame again.
But I think DP3 proved they can make the money, though. I think their money still be there to be made, especially now that they have Deadpool.
Yeah, dude. I'm talking about plot wise.
Oh no, it'll never be.
After bringing in every hero like you know of and some you don't.
Yeah.
In one battle, it's really. But they've set up more shit. They brought Adam Warlock in.
They keep talking about and dude, Adam Warlock in Guardians 3 was so good, dude. He ruled. They keep talking about Secret Wars they want it to be bigger than Infinity War Endgame. Like, that's like their big, but my thing is, though, you can have everybody you want in a movie. You can have as many cameos as you want. Even at the end of Endgame when Captain America, like, with him not saying Avengers Assemble, that scene doesn't do anything for me. Because we waited all that, he never said it, ever. In any of the movies, up until that, he never says it. But having all those people there and all that shit, that one line is what we really fucking cared about. Like, there's so many people
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, a lot of people just get lost in the shuffle because there's so much. Sometimes you don't need that. Like, we don't need to go find every motherfucker that ever was a superhero and put them all in a movie together.
The movies are better not as a super fan.
Yeah.
You expect too much. You want, it's better to go in as a blank slate. And you can really just kind of enjoy. I mean, I know peripherally enough. I read some of the comics. I watched a bunch of the movies. But it's nice to go in there and every once in a while and go, who's that guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't, because I'm still
what's he do?
There's still dudes that I don't know much about, which is fun. I'm like you on that aspect. I did not give a shit about any of this until when Civil War come out.
Yeah. That was late. Big. I know a lot of people were into that. Yeah.
And Civil War was great. It's a fun one, but I only watched it because Spider-Man was in it. And up until then, they didn't have Spider-Man in the MCU. So until then, I was like, that was the moment. I was like, all right, well, Spider-Man's in, I'll watch.
You know what kept me out?
And then I watched Homecoming and all that shit.
The Marvel movies were the free FX movies.
Right.
So, for the longest time, right up until, the Civil War era, when it started to pop again, you know what I mean? In jail. I just remember those were the movie night movies in jail, dude. They'd throw on FX, and it would be like Iron Man or fucking Captain America or the Hulk.
Right.
Or Thor. One of those movies, and then Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was a banger, dude.
They play those
Stan
all
in that movie.
The time, dude. All the time. And it just, there's certain stuff that as soon as it comes on, it just sets off bad energy for me.
Yeah.
And those movies do that.
Yeah.
Anything like Lock Up Raw, Cops.
Yeah.
Not because it reminds me of jail, because it's about jail. It reminds me of jail because everybody in jail loves watching other people in jail.
Right.
Yeah, that stuff. For whatever reason, certain sitcoms remind me of being at home sick from school.
Yeah, I don't want. I don't want to watch Judge Judy.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch anything that was on. I don't watch Steve
Wilkos
or any of that shit because it just reminds me of being sick at home.
Yeah, any fucking wheel.
That's cool that you're caught up though on.
I caught up on the lore. I caught up on all the events, dude. I caught up on. I think the last movie I watched out of everything was Eternals, and everybody hated that.
Eternals was good, man. I liked Eternals. It was fun. I'm looking forward to Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts is going to be pretty cool. And then Doomsday, I guess, will be out next year or whatever. But
I'd love to see everybody from the TV shows get a movie treatment before they bring them into the universe, because it's not that the TV shows look bad. I mean, Netflix does a great job on most of their shit. But if you watch, you could see it from the clips, man. I was watching back and forth last night. They'd show a clip from a movie from Marvel Cinematic, and then they'd show something from Jessica Jones or Punisher or Daredevil. And it just did not look as good.
Right.
Huge difference in the way it looks. And I just think to ease the transition.
Yeah.
Is it a standalone Daredevil movie?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Punisher movie.
It was very
Leave
cool.
Jessica Jones out of it. Don't care for her.
Oh, that hurts me. I love Jessica Jones,
I
dude.
like Kristen Ritter, man. It's the same in every movie.
I'm in love with her. So bad.
She reminds me of my ex.
Yeah, and that makes sense, dude. They do look similar. Anyways,
they just want you to be on here.
Anyways, I liked all those, dude. Jessica Jones, Punisher, Daredevil. The only one I didn't really care for was Iron Fist. Luke Cage was badass too, and then the Defenders was fun.
I watched the Punisher first season and the Daredevil first season.
Yeah.
I loved that shit.
Yeah.
When I was on my Netflix binge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then those shows got better as they went on. Jessica Jones, I thought, kind of plateaued, and then the other two, like I said, Luke Cage was fine. I didn't really give a shit about Iron Fist, but when they had Charlie Cox show up in Spider-Man, that was cool. And then he showed up on She-Hulk, and that was cool. And I was like, well, at least the shit's canon now. And then I started watching the new season of Daredevil.
I really hate how bad She-Hulk looked.
Yeah, they
you know
should. They could have done
like
better.
that could have been something really cool.
Yeah, and they really dropped
made it
the ball.
Cringy and ugly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But so far, the new season of Daredevil has been great. Disney really knocked it out of the park. I didn't think they would, and they did.
Watched it, but and
of course, Bernthal coming back as Punisher was fucking incredible too.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Weird
clips.
Seeing Deadpool and that kind of shit, and then now Daredevil, like seeing these like mature adult-oriented shows on Disney is pretty wild. Because everybody said for years they would never do it, and I said, well, buddy, nobody loves money more than Disney.
If you're going to take over properties, especially like Fox, you have to get used to. Now you own.
You've got to.
Everything on FX, the Simpsons, not to mention. Now you know.
Always Sunny.
Marvel, the comics, dude. Comic books are some of the most gory, violent fucking shit out there. And then the movies, up until recently, have been super polished.
Yeah.
Other than the DC, but it made DC, even though Marvel is also gory and horrifying and crazy shit happens, DC was always like the dark, grittier.
Yeah.
So they went dark and gritty first.
My hot take
with the Batman shit.
Within the next, what year are we in? 2025. So I would say by 2030, maybe at the latest 2035, the next 10 years, I really think DC is going to give Marvel a run for their money.
I can see it.
I think James Gunn
the money
is
there now.
really going to turn that whole fucking thing around, dude. Well, you seen how good the Suicide Squad was. So, I think that was a testament to what James brings to the table.
That new Superman, dude, looks all right.
Yeah.
I like the Henry Cavill Superman.
I do too, but that one does look good.
But it still looks great. Yeah.
I wish that they would get past the whole... the one thing DC's never done right, in my opinion, is continuity and is keeping shit, I felt like they rushed Justice League and all that shit because they wanted to keep up with Marvel. And I don't feel like that was necessary to do. I feel like if they would have took their time, brought Martian Manhunter in, gave him a movie, made sure Deathstroke had a movie, made sure, you know what I mean? Like they could have really, the Justice League could have been the Endgame, the Avengers, Infinity War. Like it could have been,
They could have done something.
Yeah, they could have done better with it. But that's water on the bridge now. I just wish that they would, like if I'm James Gunn and I'm really making this universe, dude, like I would have kept Harley Quinn. I would have kept Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn, and I would have made Robert Pattinson my Batman. And I would have stopped fucking off with changes and all these like shit that's not related. Because if you're just looking from like now, like Marvel has done such a fucking job with that now the casual moviegoer expects it because they don't like confusion. They don't like trying to. They're wondering why is Jared Leto not doing a musical with fucking Lady Gaga? Why is there two Jokers? Why is there this? Why
and Marvel's gone to hey, we'll just all the multiverse. Yeah, now we can bring everybody. There's different versions, and we can make it all make sense. DC really has to work on continuity and just keeping one motherfucker as the character. It worked for Fox for years with Wolverine, dude. So much that he's still Wolverine today, bro. Like sometimes it's okay to just leave it one person. Henry could have stayed Superman for the next 20 years, and I don't think anybody would have been mad about it. He would have loved that. He would have loved it. You know what I mean? He would have loved it. Ben Affleck as Batman, No, Pattinson, I think, would make
but
a good
Pattinson's
Batman.
great, dude. I would be cool with that.
He would be
man.
steady. I would love a new. Leto's Joker sucks ass, dude. I'd
Yeah, I
love
wasn't
to
a
see
fan of
something
that.
else. I need to see somebody do an original. I guess his take was kind of original, make him like a modern gangster, but he went overboard with trying to make it his own, make him still crazy.
I think we should do away with the Joker for a while, man.
Yeah, give it some time.
Let it rest, dude. I do think the first Joker, fantastic. Haven't seen the second one yet. It's on my to-do list. Plus, I like a musical from time to time, and I hear it's god-awful. Tarantino said it was fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of my favorite movies are not movies that people think are great in general. So
Same.
I might actually love it. I don't know. But I did like the look of Joaquin as Joker, and I did like his... Yeah. It would have been cool to see him interact with a Batman, aside from just a kid Bruce Wayne. You know? But I thought that whole tie-in with him inciting the riot that got the Wayne family killed. Like, I thought there was a lot. James Gunn, I really thought knocked out of the park with the first one. I know a lot of weirdos took that movie to a whole new plane, but if you just watch it as is, very Taxi
James
Driver,
Gunn.
very
What
fucking.
did he do on that?
Or not? I didn't mean to say James Gunn. I meant to say Todd Phillips.
Oh.
Todd really knocked it out of the park with that one. But I can't comment on the second because I haven't seen it. But yeah, I think they should do away with Joker for a bit, man, and just let it settle, and then one day we'll bring him back when we have a.
You don't need
a full-time Batman that's not,
Everybody doesn't need a swing at it. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not a fucking Broadway play.
Yeah.
That's, going to be on there for 50 years. I mean, I guess to an extent, your Batmans and your yada yadas. But look at all the Batmans that, didn't have Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's got so many fucking enemies, dude. It doesn't always have to be Joker.
And plenty of other interesting ones. You could do another Bane.
I would like to see
Scarecrow.
I'd like to see a good one of Mr. Freeze.
Another Mr. Freeze.
Because his story was really good. Poison Ivy.
The
Shout
Penguin
out Uma
show.
Thurman, dude.
There you go. Take what you're doing in the Penguin show.
Oh, dude, it's
and the
so
Batman
good.
with Robert Pattinson.
Penguin
and expand
was so
that.
Good.
You know what I mean? That dark, gritty crime. Because that's what I think, honestly, you can't go back to any kind of like lightness with Batman.
No,
after
it's done.
The Dark Knight trilogy.
After Christian Bale, no, you can't. You
and
can't
now,
go back.
You got to kind of, and the Joker, and then, the Penguin. Yeah. All gritty, kind of realistic style shit.
And see, and that ties in, I'm glad you said that, because that ties in with what I was saying earlier about keeping shit canon and having continuity and all that. If you go back and watch the first 4 Batman movies, Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. If you watch those, you've got Michael Keaton twice, then you've got Val Kilmer, and then you've got George Clooney. Yeah. Those 4 movies are all sequels to each other.
Yeah.
They're all that they have like, and then you've seen how crazy that is having these different people. Like you had what's his face that played Robin.
And different tones in all the movies.
What was his name that played Robin in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin? You had him.
What the fuck is his name?
You had him in
back in the day.
Yeah, you had him in both those movies, and that one chick I think that was in it.
Alicia Silverstone.
Alicia Silverstone. I think she was in both. She might not have been, but you had him in both of those, and you had Val Kilmer and George Clooney, 2 different Batmans. Like Batman's too important of a character here to be doing that.
Then you had the Dark Knight trilogy end with an introduction to what should have been Robin or Nightwing.
Yeah.
As the fucking cop.
With Joseph Gordon, yeah.
And then never get him, never get anything out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I still think that, like, and I don't want to say it's the perfect trilogy. I don't want to sound pretentious about it, but I do think that the Dark Knight trilogy is fucking...
I do, and a lot of people hate on it now
they're
because
fucking,
of how
fuck them, dude.
Goofy people got about those movies and obsessed with the Jonkler and all that shit. Because that was the original cringe Joker obsession was Heath Ledger's.
Yeah.
You want to know how I got these scars?
But goddamn, though, dude, it's so good that it's so good that I don't even let those weirdos ruin it for me.
Yeah, I did genuinely enjoy those movies. Yeah. They were, I don't know, they weren't really the first ones to try to go for some grit, but I think they were the first one to nail it.
Yeah, and set the tone for what we're doing going forward.
It's just, it would be really hard to blend that and the current Joker, Joaquin, and the gritty crime show into the supernatural. It's hard to take your Dark Knight Rises Batman where everything is technological and there's no supernatural, and then all of a sudden Superman's there. Yeah, you've got to make him make a metal suit and all this extra shit.
It is hard to suspend disbelief when you've already made something so realistic.
The
like
Suicide Squad shows up and there's a walking shark in Gotham City. You know what I mean? Like Battletoads, whatever.
I knew I knew I was gonna crash out at some point.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying bad. No,
it's not. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, it's hilarious. Because I was thinking of like Christian Bale talking to fucking Harvey Dent and fucking.
And I'm a fucking shark. He comes up. Or
Nanaue, wasn't that his name?
Polka Dot Boy.
He's Polka Dot Man. Yeah. I agree, dude.
Crazy. But if you wanted to blend the Robert Pattinson Batman or the Dark Knight Batman into the Arthur Fleck, fucking Joaquin Joker, and blend that into the fucking Colin Farrell, fucking Penguin, that could all be mixed well together.
And that's what I hated, that they went a totally different direction, because I just think that Joaquin's Joker deserved to have met Robert Pattinson Batman. Dude.
Here's what you
think
do,
that
man.
That would have been good.
You do the DC. Whatever you want to call it, the DC realism universe. Yeah. Okay, and you keep your dark, gritty shit, and you start blending those together, and then you do your DC cinematic universe. That has all the superheroes and all your fucking. What did he call them? Metas. In Justice League metahumans. Yeah. You can do all that extra shit with your Superman, and then just keep your little guys that aren't actually supernatural, and have a world for them. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I mean, look, there's no shortage of superhero shit going around. You got your Invincible and the Boys now, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
those are
fun.
Gritty.
Yeah.
They're not the same type of gritty as the Dark Knight and Joker.
I never did like Superman, dude.
Me either, but I liked Henry Cavill as Superman.
He's great as Superman. I just didn't get into Superman like I did Batman.
The ultimate, overpowered. Yeah. He does everything.
He's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, superhero.
He was John Cena.
Yeah,
he's that guy that's just. Sometimes good can't always prevail, dude. Yeah. Sometimes there needs to be a tragedy. Sometimes he needs to lose. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's necessary.
And it does happen, and there's ways to get there, but I don't know.
They make it hard, and I don't like it.
I just didn't like. You see the Dark Knight trilogy, and then you see Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
And you're like, this isn't the same world. This isn't the same universe. He's a, suave playboy that's got like pretty damn good gadgets.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's got basically an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
And he's, that's the only way he can fuck with Superman. Yeah. Now he's got to get super alien crystals to put in, you know what I mean? Like.
All them crystals, and you still got your bats taken away.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Damn, dude.
Yo, one more thing, too, before I forget. Easter is coming up Sunday, and what better thing to do than celebrate Easter the correct way? It is on 420. Smoke up and watch WrestleMania.
WrestleMania,
yeah, 420.
So it's 420, WrestleMania,
and Easter, yeah.
And it's also the day where Donald Trump makes the decision about whether or not he's going to invoke the Insurrection Act and declare martial law at the southern border.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad that that's the day.
It's a bad precedent, man, because once he invokes it, he will not uninvoke it, and then he'll send, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No protest, nothing. It's all squashed. That being said, that day I'm going to be blazing up and enjoying what might be the last free
the fruits of our labors, yes.
A few days after that, we're headed to New York City, baby.
Hell yeah, and it's going to be a wild place up there.
It's going to be a good time, dude.
Hell
That's
yeah.
going to be a hell
This
of a
feels
time.
more like The Hangover than when we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
I said that to you the other day. It really does.
Well, it was just the two of us, meaning straight business, but when you add in Jamie, who probably can't stop drinking without getting the shakes, and then James. I said that to him today. He was like finishing off his sake before we left the restaurant. I was like, gotta stave off him shakes for a while. But and then we got a blind guy, which is very capable.
We're gonna set him in the middle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to form a tight circle around him.
Well, I mean in the car, because he doesn't need to look out the windows.
Yeah,
he's not
fair
taking
enough.
the window seat. Get real.
I did get us a crossover SUV, so we have a little bit more room than a car.
Cool.
Still decent enough on gas.
Well, I mean the Prius
crazy.
is pretty roomy, really.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as your back to put luggage and shit in, but
we'll have something that's probably just slightly more room than that.
Yeah.
Should be still decent. I mean, I figure we'll take turns. It's a 10-hour trip. So maybe we do like
everybody drives a couple hours apiece.
Just me, you, and Anna though.
Yeah, you don't want James Song driving.
James Song is not driving.
James Song
car,
can
dude.
Drive, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get us going on the road. Tag me in, dude, and then tag me back out, and then tag you in, and
I'll probably have
just sit in her seat.
Anna take us off.
Yeah,
from
we'll do that. Yeah, she can drive for a cut.
Let me give you the rundown. The night before, I've got that show at the Whirling Tiger.
Yeah.
James and Jamie are going to come stay the night that night.
Okay.
Come home from Louisville. You don't have to. Obviously, you're close enough. If you want to sleep at your house, meet me the next morning. We can't pick the car up till 10.
Okay.
So we're going to leave here for the Cincinnati airport in Hebron. Okay. At about 9:30.
Okay.
Get up there. Now listen.
Yeah.
Somewhere right near the airport, we're going to drop off you guys. Because with the rental car, we only checked out 2 drivers. We don't want any extra questions.
Okay.
So we're going to drop you guys, get the car, pick you guys up. Then we were going to get it in Louisville, but then we're an hour south and we're headed north.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we'll be a little bit north. And I'll have Anna drive, get us, north of Columbus.
Yeah.
Let her drive for about 3 hours. Then I'll probably let you take over.
Cool.
You drive it like 3 hours, and then I'll drive the last fucking 4 into the city.
Hell yeah. I'm in, dude.
We'll be
totally cool with that.
We'll be driving through like fucking Pittsburgh, through to Philly, then into New Jersey. I mean, we're gonna see some sights on the way.
What time's your show Thursday night?
8 o'clock. You should come. I might be able to get you 5 if you want it.
Let's do that. I'm thinking I'll probably
I'll ask dude.
Find out. If not, no big deal. But if you want, pick me up. That
Come
way,
to the show?
And I won't have a car to, you know what I mean? Like
to have to leave anywhere.
Yeah, pick me up on the way down to the show, and I'll just have my shit.
Cool. You
And
come back with us
yep.
that night. We'll all chill.
Yep.
We'll get some sleep.
Yeah.
I've got a brand new air mattress now, too. So
Cool.
I've got this somebody can sleep on, the other couch, and the air mattress.
Yeah, cool.
We're taking the air mattress with us, too. Just in case we have any sleeping issues. We've got a whole extra. We'll have 2 queens and then a chair that pulls out into a twin and an air mattress.
Yeah, I think that'll be cool. Yeah, I'll stay Thursday night, and that way we can just get up and hit the road and be on. We'd probably try to be on the road by 9, I would say.
Yeah. Get the car. Just have everything ready. We might even, there's a small chance that Andrew drives us up and drops us off so we don't have to, because we're going to have to pay to park at the hotel all 4 days.
Right.
We might also have to pay to leave the fucking car at the airport. But yeah, and we might, the only person who has a vehicle big enough to drop 5 of us off would be Andrew in the Element, and we'd be squeezed in for like an hour.
That'd be cool, though.
But we might do that.
This whole thing seems very exciting.
It's going to be fun.
Bring our skateboards, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time, man. I got to grab my bearings. Don't let me forget.
Where are they at?
They're in your truck.
Okay.
I'll get them on my way out. I left them in the back in the little cup holder thing on the bottom. I'll grab them on the way out.
Sure, they're still in there.
Got anything else for us for the fans, buddy?
I think that'll be it, man. I love you guys. If you are in
guys.
Louisville, April 24th, Whirling Tiger on Story Avenue. A bunch of good comics. Come check it out.